Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Season 2, Week 19 of the DC Sports Digest. Sorry for the short delay, but honestly it worked out because there were some things I missed on Saturday that I can just cover today. So without further ado, let's just get started. Starting with the Nationals, they re-signed Kyle Finnegan. Definitely something they could have just kept him earlier, or they could have handled this differently, but luckily Finnegan has no animosity towards us and will be back and definitely be a big part of our bullpen, so I'm happy to have him back. In spring training started this week. We split with the Astros and Mets, beat the Marlins twice, and lost to Braves and Cardinals. One player I want to point out is Robert Hassel. He's been having a really good spring training. A few other solid guys. Yeah, overall not terrible spring training. A few bad games, but it's just spring training. Just kind of good to see what we have, I guess. And coming up this week, we have games against the Astros, Cardinals, Marlins, and Mets. Similar teams, just because they're probably in closer locations. But that's what we have this week for the Nationals. On to the Wizards, they beat the Nets and Hornets and lost to the Magic and Blazers. They actually completed a season sweep of the Hornets, going 4-0 against them, which is kind of crazy, kind of sad for the Hornets. But it's at least nice to do good against one team, even if it's the Hornets who aren't that good. 11 wins. We're still a few games ahead for the worst team in the league, so hopefully that's good that tank is still continuing. And coming up this week, we just have games against the Heat and the Jazz. That's all for the Wizards. On to the Caps, they started really well after their Four Nations break, and then it has been spiraling out of control. But they started by beating the Penguins and Oilers, and then they lost the Flames, Blues, and Lightning. The Oilers and Penguins games, we outscored them like 15-6. Ovi had a hat trick against the Oilers, and things were looking really good. And then they kind of started spiraling. We had a little homestand, but we hadn't lost a regulation game, had a loss in regulation at home since Thanksgiving, and now I think we've had maybe 3 in a row. I think these are all home games. I'm pretty sure. At least some of them were at home regulation losses. So that's not good. It's not really playing. So we have to fix that because I'd be surprised if we don't make playoffs. We're basically making playoffs. But we need to kind of fix things if we want to make a deep run in the playoffs, which we really do since we haven't won a playoff series since that Stanley Cup. So I'm hoping we can fix it and go on a deep run in the playoffs. But that starts this week against the Senators, Rangers, and Red Wings. Definitely some winnable games, but it's the Caps. You never know what's going to happen. But hopefully they can win some of those and get back on track. On to the Commanders, actually had a good amount of news this week. We allowed Jonathan Allen to seek a trade, which definitely makes sense. He's going to do a lot, and he's going to save a lot of money. But a lot of that money is going to be used for Deebo Samuel, who we just traded for a fifth-round pick. And I think most people have had positive reactions. I feel like the media is kind of making it, like hyping it up like a huge major trade. I think it's a great trade. It's a great piece, but it's not like a blockbuster. It's not like trading for a Myles Garrett. But it's still a great move. Only trade a fifth-round pick. I think that's totally fair package. And yes, he's worth a lot of money. He's worth, I think it's like $18 million next year, but Jonathan Allen was $16 million, so we're really only losing $2 million. And we have so much more cap space. We are definitely getting another receiver. But yeah, this is a great move. I think we can find a spot for him in this offense, and he can bounce back from honestly a pretty bad season last year. But yeah, I like this move. I wouldn't say it's not a groundbreaking like blockbuster move like a trade for Myles Garrett would be, but it's definitely a great move, and he's gonna be a great piece for us. It's not official till like March 10th when like the new league year starts, but it's gonna go through. And yeah, I really like this move. And coming up, we have free agency and maybe some more trades coming up. But yeah, I think we're going to be very active this free agency. We have like 20 plus free agents, and we're also going to sign some people. We have a lot of cap space, and we have a rookie quarterback on a rookie contract. So yeah, it's going to be a very exciting couple weeks. And yeah, I'll definitely make sure to keep you guys apprised of everything going on. That's all I got for the Commanders. Other DC sports news, DC United started their season, and they had 2 draws against Toronto and Chicago, so at least getting some points. And their next game is next Saturday. Old Glory DC unfortunately could not have the same match that they did last week, and they lost San Diego. And their next game is also next Saturday. DC Power started their second half of their season with the draw against Carolina. Their next game is next Sunday. And the Mystics had some pretty big trade news. They traded Ariel Atkins, which is a big piece for them. They traded her for the 3rd overall pick. So it's sad to see a great piece like that go, but we do have 3 picks that are very high, picks 3, 4, and 6 to kind of build for the future. So I like the vision, and hopefully those picks will pan out. And weekly awards, definitely used him a lot, but I'm going to put Ovi again. He had a hat trick and then 2 other goals this week, so he's getting ever closer to breaking that record, and he'll probably get another one of these awards coming up soon when he does eventually break that record. And my team of the week, I didn't type it in, but you probably can read it and know who it is. It's the Wizards. They had 2 wins and a season sweep of the Hornets, so pretty good week for them, even if it was just being the Nets and the Hornets. And yeah, that's all I have for this week, so check out the Instagram. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.